customer, right? If you are showing that English, I think your engagement will be decreasing, okay, because they are more toward their own mother language or the national language. So we have to take care of that. And again, you can do the translation on the description as well, and anybody can see the navigation bar, so that also can be translated very well, and that not doesn't require any coding. Simply configuration will be required, no coding at all. So there are some prerequisites you need to get to enable a translation. So I already done that in my org, but you have to do. So I'll be showcasing what are the steps you will be taking care. Can you do a little bit volume down? Yeah, now up. Now. So first we need to enable the data translation. We'll be showcasing what are the steps are indulged in that, and then we'll be showcasing how you can enable translation workbench. That is, again, I'm already told, it is not just B2B, it is a core feature of Salesforce. You have been using translation workbench in order to, if you are working in Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, that all this feature you can also use. So supposingly if you are having a field, right, let's suppose type field, right? So type field in English you will be putting TYPE, but in Spanish or French or maybe some other language which are supported in Salesforce, that type field will be translated to their own language, okay, who is logged in. And how that will be working as a user, everybody knows on the user record will be having local, right? So local will be having their own language and own time. So the record which you are seeing right now, maybe last modified create date, so that might be coming in IST if you are having local as IST on the user record. If you are having EST, so that will be coming as the EST. The same criteria or the same approach they are following for the local translation as well. If the language selected English, so that English will be showing, by default it's English also, but if you are already having a translation and you are having a Spanish or French or maybe some other language selected on your user record, then it will be searching that particular translation is available in the Salesforce ecosystem or not. If you have configured that, accordingly they will be picking up that particular translation, okay, for any of the field. Now we'll talk about more how you can, specifically for the B2B store, how you can enable those languages. And then I'll be showcasing how you can translate a product. So these are the B2B specifically, both last two options. The first two options are the core. Yeah. So let me show you how you can do that in the Salesforce org. So everybody knows the setup, right, guys? So first of all, we need to go to company information. That is the very first step in order to enable a translation. I already done that, but in your org, when you are having a vanilla org, you won't be able to find it already checked. That is something you have to enable in order to use a translation. So there is an enable data translation. That is the one checkbox you have to check, and then you have to save the record. First, then after doing that, you will need to search the data translation setting. And then you will be able to find what are the objects are available for that. Inside the object, if you will be having custom object, right, or custom field, you will be able to find that. Right now, I don't have a custom field, but you can translate that as well. So this is something you have to do, data translate setting. So right now I've enabled that, but in your org you need to enable that as well, okay? So it normally by default is disabled. You have to enable that, then you will be able to find those options. Now you have to go to translation language setting. That is again translation workbench. So these languages you have to add. So can you click on the add, Rohini? I've already done for French and Germany. So by default English is there, guys. So these are the language supported, guys. You can see Spanish, Italian, Japanese, Swedish. So these are the only language which are supported, not all the languages. So these are the Salesforce supported language, and then you need to select what are the user you have to also support. Okay. So I already configured. Can you go back a little bit? Can you cancel it? So we have done this for French, German and English, and we have also added some of the user in the org. Integration user, Rohini and security user, okay? So these are the core setting, guys, you have to do for any of the translation. Without that, even as a core feature, you won't be able to use it. So far, whatever I have shown you, that is not a B2B, that is a core feature which is already been available in the Salesforce. Now, they are the feature. Let's suppose I'll be showcasing what is the metadata, but let's suppose I am creating a data, right? When I say data, that is the records. So as a user, if you are doing the translation, let's suppose you are having a product record, or maybe you are having hundreds of record of product, or maybe account record. You are filling the information at, okay? In every field you are putting something, your name, your email ID, your phone number. So for example, if I want you to translate that particular records, okay? So there's a one thing you need to do one by one, right? Manually you need to copy and do the translation with any of the tool. Okay, then you need to copy paste after translating that. Else what you can do, Salesforce also provide the import and export thing. You can export the data. So metadata and data, everybody knows. Can anybody help me to understand what is the metadata and what is the data? Yeah, or the simple language. Anybody, guys? What is the metadata and what is the data?
It's more about your custom setting, custom
No.
setups, the things you are doing, right? It comes about under your all the setups you are doing, configuration and everything.
अच्छा, मैं सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बताता हूँ. आप सब लोगों ने एक्सेल यूज़ करा है? एक्सेल, एवरीबडी यूज एक्सेल. तो एक्सेल में आप लोग जब हेडर बनाते हो, उसमें आप नेम डालते हो, आईडी डालते हो, राइट? कुछ तो डालते हो ना ऊपर, उसी की कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग आप इन्फॉर्मेशन उसे फिल करते हो. तो जो आपका हेडर है, दैट इज यू कैन ट्रीट इट एज अ मेटाडेटा. ठीक है? तो जो सेल्सफोर्स में अगर आप कंपेयर करोगे, तो सेल्सफोर्स में इफ यू आर क्रिएटिंग अ कस्टम ऑब्जेक्ट, कस्टम फील्ड, दीज आर द मेटाडेटा, राइट? So if I am on account and I wanted to create account record, so I already find name, email, phone, address, right? These are the metadata. But the data I am putting, my name is Arun, okay? Your name is Jasjeet. So there will be two record. So that is the data, okay? The value of that particular metadata, okay? So if you are having 100 of record, maybe I am talking of 100, but there will be millions of record, okay? So if you wanted to translate that is either you need to create a kind of a tool for that, okay? But Salesforce already been given the tool. What you can do, you can go and you can translate type data. You need to select a data, and yeah, can you select bilingual as well? And these are the objects which are available. So you can select product, product. Go up. Yeah, add. No, go down. Bilingual, and select French. Okay, and XLIF is okay. Can you export it? It might take a few minutes. So yeah, this file will be available in the email ID, which you already been available. Okay, and it will be giving you kind of XML, and you need to provide a target, okay, for each value, and then you need to import it again. So this data will be translated to the particular language. Okay. So that's how this is a tool which Salesforce already been given as a core. Now second thing is, so this is the import and export, that is for the bulk translation. You can do the metadata as well, you can do the metadata as well, okay? So for example, type, when I say type it is in English, but you wanted to support this type field to be renamed in Spanish and French. So either you can use this tool as well. You can have hundreds of the field metadata name, okay? And you can translate and you can import that. Now the third thing is for the B2B specifically, if you wanted to make available these languages for the B2B storefront. So as everybody aware, there is an administrated part on the B2B commerce application. So we have selected commerce application on the left hand corner, and there is an admin panel, okay? And these are the languages which you can choose. So normally by default only English will be chosen over here, but these German and French we have selected, okay? So it is now showing on the right span, and then we have to save it. And also you can choose the default language, right? So let me show you how it will look like. So if I am on a community and I am on a B2B storefront, so I'm already doing the translated for the navigation menu and also the product name as well. So I'll be showcasing the English as well, and I'll be showcasing for the other languages. So you can see site language also we have selected. So these are German and French we have been adding over here. So normally it won't be coming, but you have to select that in terms of make availability on the site, and then you have to save it. Yeah, can you go to the portal so that we can show? So you can see guys, this is Spanish, I think. Can you select German if you have German? So the product name, you can see guys, this is the product name. So we have already translated that. So, and can you show the English as well, Rohini? So roasted coffee is the English name, okay? But we have selected a language, that's what it is showing this particular name. And you can see the navigation menu as well. So this is a navigation menu in German, but if you go to the English, this is coming. So this is just without coding, with the configuration only we have done that. There is a multiple, okay, now on the product also. So what you need to do, can you go to the product record? So we have shown the example of roasted coffee. So what B2B, can you go to translation? So in translation, you need to add that value, okay? There's a translation by default will be coming. So this tab will be by default will be coming only after you will be enabling that languages, okay? In the B2B admin part, which I have showcased. So you have to add these value, the product name, whatever the value will be you wanted to present, okay? So Salesforce ecosystem is not that much smart guys, okay, because they are considering the translation which we are doing. They are not checking on the runtime. Let's suppose the roasted coffee is the name of the English and you are translated already, you are putting whatever the value, it will be showing as exactly same, okay. Go back to the product record. So you can see we already translated in the French, okay. This is the product name and this is the product name. So by whatever the language you will be selecting as a user, so that will be showcasing. So for any question guys? So you have to do that, it won't be coming, yeah.
So basically we are not making Salesforce translated,
No.
we are manually translating it and providing it.
Yeah. So that is a one by one process, and the other thing, the bulk upload, okay.
Yes.
So that also you can do, whatever the supported objects are there, you can do the bulk upload, but Salesforce won't be translate by default. You have to provide a value. Now translation workbench. So navigation menu we have done from here. You need to go to translation and the translate, and you need to select a language, okay, which language. So right now we are showing you for German. So we have only selected 3 languages, German, French and English. English is by default. So we are showing you German. So when we are showing German, so can you go to the setup component, Rohini? No, setup component drop down. Hold here. So there are multiple types guys, okay. I'll be showcasing. So right now we are calling about navigation menu item, but from here you can select custom label, you can select field as well, okay. There are lots of things. So what we have done, we have selected navigation menu item and we are providing a value. In English by default is coming, and what should be coming in a German language we are putting here. If you are putting in Hindi, okay, let's suppose I'm putting Arun, so it will be showcasing Arun on the computer. It won't be validating guys, okay. So be careful, whatever you are translating, it will be showing exactly same. So it is just a string for them, okay. It is not that smart.
So Arun, when we were doing the export to the bulk thing, so it will give all these options and we can do a quick
Yeah. But there is XML, but it is quite easy, okay. When you will be getting a same structurized XML, so you need to provide the value for each and every thing, okay. And you can import that.
And since we are just translating, it is only for the UI, right? Like it's something, if a dev is querying the data will still be in English.
I think you need to, in SQL there is a parameter you need to pass, but eventually in the backend it will be only saved in the English, but there is a parameter. If you wanted to make it from the Spanish or some other language, it will be fetch it that value. I'm not so sure, but there is some I think add-on parameter with that field.
Before that, you need to pass the URL information in which particular language you want to identify as it.
Yeah, but in SQL there is some syntax, I think that can fetch the value in that particular language if it is there.
SQL will fetch into the English, okay?
No, but in SQL also, I think there is some syntax we have to append whenever we are querying a field. If it, the language is there, I think it might be getting you the translation. I'm not so sure, but yeah, I've used somewhere earlier.
The user will come with their local information, local.
Hmm.
Local is nothing but their regional language.
Correct.
Okay. So when you hit the experience cloud page, by default it will translate all the things according to that language, which you pass.
No, but we are talking about the system perspective. In the database, it will be always storing in the English only, but when we are doing the SQL, I think there is some attribute we have to add that might be giving you translation. Okay, but I'm not so sure. I'll get back to you on that.
You're right. There is a way you can do a translation.
Yeah.
while you are querying.
I've used that long back. So
So one question that because we are doing a metadata translation right now.
this is a metadata.
We
This,
are actually storing it, right? Then, so there will be then 2 copies of metadata. One
yeah, that's how. So Salesforce does have its own backend engine. So somewhere it is capturing the data. That's how. Yeah, that's how it is showing. And I also make a point. It won't be validate your data whatever you have translated. Okay, it will be showing as it is. So don't consider it like it will be validated and you putting English or Hindi or whatever language. It will do the validation, and if it is wrong, it won't be showing. It will be showing the automatic the correct value. It won't, because it is considering like you are translating a correct value, and that's how you are putting over here.
So if you go directly to user setting and change the local, right, it will automatically start showing everything on
Yeah. So by default, everything is English. So how it works in the back end, by default it is English. And if you are changing a local, so it will be again go to the back end. It will search if you are having that local translation for that particular metadata or the data. If it is, then it will be start showcasing that value.
So it is kind of top up on that local.
Yeah. If it is not, then it will be showcasing English only.
So another thing I wanted to ask that we are manually giving the translation and Salesforce does not verify it.
No.
So why does Salesforce just provide the limited language that it supports? We should be able to like put any language inside of it, and because we are the one translating it and not Salesforce. So why are they just limiting to us to the restricted amount of languages? Then?
I'm not so sure about it, because these are the, I think, top languages which have been having more majority of the community, I think. But it is not validating. That is.
And another thing, let's say if somebody opens this like website in Germany, so how does the website know that it has to by default put it
Local.
Okay, local.
The user, even community user, will be having its local. No, everybody is having a local. So from local only. But it's a good question. So I'll try to find an answer for that. So can you go to the translation workbench again? So we have showcased navigation menu item, but if you can go to this custom field or maybe custom label. So guys, there are n number of options. Okay, you can do custom field as well. So you can see custom field, it is showing, start showcasing the objects as well. Okay, so let's suppose on an account you have this or maybe can you go down? Go down. Only 7 field is coming. Okay, search standard field. No. Here. Even it is showing the standard field map, standard field help. Okay, and that's how. It's a help only. So that's how you can do, guys. Okay, can you go to the custom level? Rohini, custom level is there. Okay, so I think field level translation is available on the somewhere, not on the translation workbench. Only custom fields are available over here. So that's how you can use translation, guys. Okay, on the B2B. Now moving to the promotions. Any questions so far, guys? So you guys, you have an answer like what he was asking.